What's shaking? It's bacon, and Game Informer magazine has exclusive hands-on time with Destiny's soon-to-be expansion, The Taken King. And they have revealed a lot of bombshell information that kind of solidifies a lot of our fears, a lot of things that we expected but did not want to see. And one of the things that they revealed that I will be focusing on in this video that kind of has me on edge and really made me want to punch through everything like a titan yesterday was about legendary weapons and gear. Now, our legendary weapons and gear, the things that have carried us this far up until now, the things that we've been using and have grown attached to, the weapons and gear from year one of Destiny will not be gaining power in the Taken King. They will be essentially left behind. And it's not like before where, you know, the raid stuff from, say, the Vault of Glass just wasn't potent in Dark Below. No, this is different. They're being left for dead. They will not be picked back up. And that's kind of what they're alluding to. You don't need it to be written there for you. It's basically what they're saying. And this really is so irritating. The fact that I expected it to be, oh, they're showing us new toys, they're showing us new weapons, and it's up to us, the player, to decide, oh, we're going to consciously make the decision to replace our old weapons, get rid of our old weapons. No. What they plan to do is not even give you an option, essentially. They want you to see, okay, we have this over here, your old stuff, forget about that. Just don't even look at that. Because it's not getting any stronger, right? Fatebringer, Vision of Confluence, those old things, those old toys, forget about those. And the way Destiny works is there's not any sentimental value in a lot of things. You don't grow attachment to any of the characters or anything like that, but you kill things, and you kill things a lot. You are always killing something in Destiny, and to kill something in Destiny, you need weapons. And so I think that weapons are that thing that we have grown attached to. And it's not like sentimental value, like, oh, I got this in the raid or whatever. I don't even remember that stuff. That's not me. That's not my problem. My problem is I've gone through so much to get these weapons where they are. I've gone through so much to get these weapons to begin with. There are a lot of House of Wolves weapons that are awesome. A lot of new weapons that are awesome and take a lot of time to get. And the fact that everything up until now that we've done is just going to be utterly erased pretty much is frightening. And this is not exotic or anything like that. Exotic things are being left alone and are going to be able to rise up with more power. But I don't even care about that because mostly I love my legendaries. And of course, mostly you're using legendaries. And I've grown attached to a lot of my stuff. And what they're doing is they want you to make the conscious decision to destroy your toys. They want you to see, oh, it's not as good anymore. And then you're essentially going to destroy your toys. And what this does is it allows them to sweep everything under the rug. Because here are two problems that we've grown with. The fear that we be able to bring our things over in Destiny 2. And vault space. Vault space has been a problem for a while. And what this does is their plan for the majority is that the majority will take their weapons that they've loved so long and have grown attached to and just dismantle them. Make it so that you have space in the vault now because all those things you once had are being erased and are being replaced by these new trinkets. And that's why they're adding so much content to the game, so many guns and armors. They have to. They said it's more than vanilla Destiny had, and that's because they have to. It wasn't an option. If they went down this road, if they decided all our legendaries were going to become obsolete, This is how they do it. This is how it goes. And it's just really irritating because it's not like we're transitioning from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. That is understandable. That I could get along with. No, we are going from year 1 to year 2. And this is signifying the death of year 1 content. All the things that we've done up until now, except exotic things, is being erased. And not erased by Bungie, but erased by us, the players. But it's a plot by Bungie to make us erase them. Like I said, we use our weapons so much. And we've gone through so much. Think about all the rerolls. Now, this is where I get pissed off. Now, in the House of Wolves DLC, when they were revealing the rerolling system in that stream, we all went bananas. We went bonkers. We just were so excited. The fact that we could now reroll legendaries. We were so happy. We've spent so many modes of light, and it just felt like the game was good in terms of rerolling and that kind of deposition when it comes to making builds, creating builds. It was all for naught. Because now, all those things that we've worked on and just slaved away at is being destroyed. And this is not the game where none of our things matter. It's not the game where we can easily have our things erased and not blink an eye. We slave. We grind. It's a lot of work put into getting what we have. It's like rising up from rags to riches, becoming an empire yourself. And then just suddenly you wake up one day and you're back at the bottom. I do not like this. There's no respect for the old weapons. Because think about this. Before House of Wolves, before re-rolling and stuff, Legendaries, to me, this is what I always said. Legendaries are more exclusive and hard to find than exotics. And what this means is, well, what I meant by this is that legendaries, to get the perfect role that you want, to get that desired role that would be beneficial to you as a player, was extremely hard. It was all up to chance. And when you did get a beautiful role, you were excited. You'd stick to it and it felt right. It felt good. And that's the kind of stuff that is being eradicated by this $40 DLC. You are paying $40 to erase everything you've done, all your progression up until now. And it's not, of course, erasing all your progression, but that's how passionate I'm sure we all feel about our weapons and gear, because that is all our time. Why did you spend all your time to get what you have today? And if they are willing to do this now, they're willing to do it in the future. And that leads me to think, what is the incentive when it comes to gaining our gear and our legendary things for momentary bliss? It's like being sold drugs. We're getting a momentary high. We feel great for a moment. And then we just crash and realize the world is burning. We don't have anything left. Was it equivalent exchange? Did we gain more than we lost? And I don't think so. There is, Taken King can tell us how much content it has. It could fool us all. It can easily fool casuals, of course. But I don't want us to be gullible, because these are things that we've acquired and amassed from vanilla Destiny. Things that we've acquired from the dark below, and things that we've acquired and have slaved for in the House of Wolves. That's 3 stacked against 1. 1 can have all it wants, but it's just from expansion 3, and I'm not feeling this. I'm not happy at all, because my plan, like you've seen in my last video, was to talk about weapons and give weapon reviews, and to talk about legendary weapons a lot, because I felt personally that legendary weapons are a fundamental aspect in the game, and I find them more intriguing than the exotics at times, because there's so many intriguing roles that you can get, and how many versatile ways and implementations that can be applied to a gun. Different ways to utilize a gun's potential. At its base core, weapons can be strong, but with stats and perks lined up onto it, oh my god, they can have catastrophic or basic effects. And that's what I find to be the most intriguing things about Destiny weapons. But guess what? All of that is being erased. All my plans for reviewing, say, the House of Wolves legendary weapons and gear, and past things from like the Dark Below and Vanilla and things like that, just bringing up old things whenever, is being erased, because what's the point? You see, my point originally was to make you guys realize that these legendary things are pretty damn cool. But now, what's the point? Because I don't want to be a drug dealer. I don't want to sell you guys a momentary high. I don't want you to think that grinding out for these legendaries that I think are beast is really worth your time, because now I'm feeling like all our time someday is just going to be erased. And that day I once felt was going to be Destiny 2. I felt that all our progression was not going to carry over, and we would make conscious decisions to delete things. So not everything, of course, would carry over, because we would have a select few things that we believe we really want to carry over into the promised land. But it's not a conscious decision on our part. It's Bungie pushing us, and pushing us off the edge, and pushing us off a cliff into a bed of spikes, because we get no say in this. And of course it's their game, but we play it, and we spend a lot of time getting what we get. Think about this. Why did they decide to patch Blackhammer in the new patch that's being laid out for Destiny 2.0? Why? It's an old legendary. Even that is going to become a joke. And it's something that they seem to be doing with the rarity and things like that. I fear for the day that commons, uncommons, and rares are going to outshine our current legendaries and make them look like jokes. And if that's the case, then let it happen naturally. Let us realize as a community, okay, it's time to pack things up and let go. But we're not getting that option. And sure, our weapons and gear or whatever, well, more so our weapons, because weapons tend to have more longevity to them than our legendary gear, because legendary gear really gets outclassed when it comes to the numbers. And that's really where they falter. But in the case of legendary weapons, they'll be usable. We'll still be able to bring them up in the Crucible and such. Namely, the Crucible. But in things where level advantages matter, like PvE content, and in the Child of Osiris or the Iron Banner, oh god, they won't be viable. They'll be jokes. And this is the nail in the coffin for our old content. This is the beginning of the end. And the end leads to new beginnings, of course, but I'm just baffled that this happened and this is happening. I didn't expect this as much as I thought I did. Yeah, I had it in my head that, okay, we're gonna someday lose our gear, and I expected that for Destiny 2. Not this soon. Not this rapidly, not this fast. But hell, it happened. It's happening. And I don't think there's much fight in it. I don't see any fight in it. It's just sadness and me telling you guys about this, because this is a lot of time that I've spent on this game, and it's all just being taken away. And not taken away by Bungie once again, but taken away by us, the players. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you guys think about this. Will you miss your legendaries, and what legendaries in particular will you miss? I hope you'll like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll catch you in the next one.